Check the bogies on the harvester, and this right side has a little bit too much shrapnel for my liking. There is some flakes in the oil. The front magnet might have a little bit less than the rearward one. Here I'm checking the left side. That one has just very little, no real flakes that could be seen in the oil coming out, but some super fine magnetic dust on it. Didn't look too bad. Then the right side, the seller was, well, honest. They had had a failure, but it had been repaired. But if you've seen my previous video, you know I had it apart and found a lot of metal shavings. And here you can see the rearwards magnet. I think I might have a beginning failure on a bearing or something, so we'll need to keep track on that. I'm not gonna pull the bogie apart just yet. Harvester head got a little bit of lube. It was not really lubed before it was put under the roof, but so now that it's going outside for a while, it was lubed up. Also went over those pipes. I'm not going to cover that in detail, and this time I loosened the plate down on the motor here to not have any strain on the pipe as you let the seal go down. It didn't really look very damaged, the seals themselves, but it was for sure leaking a tiny bit there. Cleaned up a little more around the hydraulic package for the crane, and I don't think I have solved all the leaks there, but it's good enough for now. So started buttoning things up, getting the plates back in place. Some of those under here are a little tricky, especially since they have stripped the threads, so you need a nut on the inside. And then trying to wrap the plastic protection on the hoses. Started from the bottom first, but that turned out to be impossible, so started from the top. It was still, I wrapped it over the entire bundle here, and it's a little bit hard to put that swing the door back in and lock it, so we'll see. I might have to change things. We did check up the speeds. I bought a gauge for that to check the speeds on how fast the blade spins on the sawmill. That's good to give if you send the blades off to be sharpened, and if they tension them and so on, and take it down to a natural wobble, or they want the RPM for it. Harvester was backed out and parked in a way that it leans over to the side, because there was some oil collected in the frame here, and some rags were stuffed in there to soak up some oil. The forwarder is going in now for fixing a few things on that, but the bike needed a little fixing. The rear tire was bald, and I decided to put on some bigger rims and burn up some old rubbers that have been sitting around but still have some miles left on them. Old Beatty here, I use up all the leftover parts and keep her running without spending any money on it. I take leftover tires people are not burning up the last few miles on with the big rims. The side stand that was made adjustable had to be extended, but so she's up and running at least. Have not really been good at updating on the wildlife this year around. The poor bumblebees I disturbed last summer, they didn't seem to make it because I haven't seen them in that spot. I've checked a few times. Either they survived and moved, doubt it. I don't think they survived the winter, sadly. I have some birds nesting in the garage quite high up, and they seem to have 3 healthy chicks at least.
Hela tiden vill ha mat.
That's nice, even if they poop a little. It's quite high up in the structure of the garage, so a little scary looking, checking up on them. And also check the voltage on the computer. I'm gonna do a few things, change another fan in the computer and so on, and might look at the way to start boot up the computer inside the house for a few things, but more on that in a future video.